Let me tell you something, guys. No matter what anybody or any media outlet says, we all know down deep that the economy and the real estate market is an absolute train wreck. And in the upcoming video, I'm going to show you just how bad things are. Stay tuned. What's going on, my YouTube friends? This is Jerry Abbott, your #1 real estate resource here in beautiful Las Vegas. Hey guys, a couple of real quick things before we dive into the video. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn the cold hard facts about the US economy, the US real estate market, and specifically the Las Vegas real estate market, then definitely subscribe to the channel down below. Number two, if you happen to like the content in today's video, definitely give me that thumbs up like, guys. That would really help the channel out. And number three, if you are thinking about relocating at some point to the Las Vegas area, I've got your back. I'm a local real estate agent here. I've lived here for nearly 20 years. I know every inch of this city. When the time is right for you, definitely reach out to me. Just call, text, or email me anytime, and I'll help you find that perfect dream home. Let's dive into the video.
Today is not high credit. We have the strongest economy in the world. You're looking at me a little skeptical, but I promise you. Check it out.
Oh my goodness. So what do you guys think of that nonsense? The sad part is that even our own president is gaslighting us to think that everything is A-okay. Let me be very clear. Things are definitely not okay, and I'm going to prove it to you with this upcoming graphic. So I want you guys to take a look at this stunning graphic that I'm going to put up here on screen. These are all record levels now in the United States. Take a look at this. The U.S. now has $17.29 trillion in household debt, $12.4 trillion in mortgages, $1.6 trillion in auto loans, just over $1 trillion in credit card debt. Student loan repayments that just started back up now average $500 per month. Record car loan rates are now at 10%, and record credit card rates are now at 25%. So as the president stated, the economy looks strong, but it really isn't. This is all smoke and mirrors with massive amounts of debt. And in the upcoming segment, I'm going to show you why there's a near 100% chance that we're going to fall into a recession. All right, so I wanted to start with this chart because this is the first and most important one that I want to show you in this entire video. This is the 10-year Treasury yield chart. Now, I know it looks a little bit confusing, but I just want to show you a couple of points here because this has predicted over the last 40 years or so with exact 100% precision that a recession is going to occur. And right now we are on the verge of that happening yet again. I want you guys to take a look here. There's a few sentences that I just want to read to you real quick here. It says right at the top, as you can see below, every time the blue line drops below the horizontal black line, it means there's a yield inversion. So here's the black line right here. And then you can see the blue jagged lines that go down and then go up. When they go down and then they go up, you can see these 5 red arrows. Every time it's gone down below the black line and then above it, a recession has happened. So one of them happened here in the early 1980s, then in the late 1980s, then around 2000, and then of course in the 2008 period. Every time it's gone down below the blue line and then back up, there's always been a big recession. And look what's happening here in the present day now. Right down here, it's at the lowest level in the last, say, 40 years or so, just about to that point, all the way back to, say, around 1980. It's gone all the way down and it hasn't gone back above that black line. Once it hits that black line, which is happening soon, this is going to be an incoming recession right here on this chart. This chart is predicted with 100% certainty these previous recessions, and I believe this is now going to happen again. We don't know an exact timeline, but this is definitely going to happen again. And when it does, it's likely going to be a pretty strong recession, and that's going to happen maybe within the next 6 to 12 months. And when a recession happens, the housing market is going to drop as well. So the biggest driver of this potential recession is the dramatic rise in interest rates. Now, last week, interest rates dropped down a little bit, and the media has been celebrating as if they're giving free money away. I want you guys to take a look at this clip, and then I'm going to come back on the other side and comment on it.
Joining us now is Mark Fleming, First American chief economist. Okay, Mark, so mortgage rates, a bit of a reprieve there. Is it enough, Mark, to give a lift to the housing market?
I don't know if it's enough. I mean, it is a big move from a weekly basis, but 7.6 is still a pretty high mortgage rate compared to what we had just a couple of years ago. I would say I'm happy because it's not 8% anymore.
But here's the deal. These sub 8% interest rates are not the real numbers for most people. Take a look at this segment coming up showing the reality of current mortgage rates. All right, so if you guys follow my channel, you know that I periodically go back to this mortgage loan calculation page because I want you guys to see the true mortgage rates that most home borrowers are getting right now. So let's do this. Let's go to the left side of the page, right where that little blue button says 30-year fixed, and we go across right to the middle. Take a look at that number right there. 8.446%. That's the average 30-year fixed rate for a home borrower right now with a credit score of 700 to 719. So that's 700 to 719 FICO score is the average credit score for most home borrowers. But if we click the drop-down menu right here, let's just say you have 800 and up, which is perfect credit, low debt to income ratios. Take a look at the number now. It drops down to 7.8%. But even if you have perfect credit, which most people do not have, and a very low debt to income ratio, you're still hovering at just under 8%. Now, if you have poor credit, take a look at this. If we go all the way down here to the drop down, let's say it's 620 to 639. Take a look at that mortgage rate, 9.2%. So again, the media likes to say that we had a drop in mortgage rates, we've dropped down below 8%, but when you really take a look at the true numbers, most people are still well above 8%. So you can see just how high the real numbers are for the average borrower. Now, what I want to do in the upcoming segments, the first segment that I want to show you is the dramatic rise in home sellers cutting prices. After that, I want to show you a few specific examples of homes that are for sale here in the Las Vegas area with dramatic price reductions and something very odd that I discovered recently. Let's take a look at those right now. All right, so this recent chart that just came out was something that I found really interesting and I wanted to share it with you guys. Take a look at the top where it says price cuts on U.S. housing market. Now, I know it looks a little bit confusing with all of the jagged lines and the different colors, but I really want you to focus your attention right next to my picture where you see that little white arrow. That small font right there says percentage of sellers who cut the price last month. So basically what's happening is a lot of the home sellers that can't get the original list price that they want, they're now dropping their prices. And this shows how much of a percentage these home sellers are dropping their price. So there's a lot of peaks and valleys on this chart that goes back about 8 years, but I want you to focus your attention right here on that right side, right where I'm moving the arrow. About 17% of home sellers about a year ago were cutting their home prices. Now we fast forward to the present date and you can see it's spiking all the way up to about 25%. That doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. So that basically means there's about 25% of home sellers cutting prices. And the reason for that, again, goes back to mortgage rates and interest rates. Interest rates at 8% means there's less buyer demand, there's less buyers that can qualify, and because interest rates, in my opinion, are going to stay elevated and most likely go higher, this number of sellers, this percentage of sellers that's going to continue to cut prices is going to go up, in my opinion, especially as we head into 2024. So if you follow my channel, you know that I usually go to the popular real estate website Zillow near the end of each of my videos to show you a few specific examples of homes that are for sale here in the Las Vegas area at all different price points, just to show you the dramatic price reductions and even price appreciation that's happened in just the last couple of years. But before we dive into the actual examples, I want to just mention something about Zillow. Some people are on the fence about whether or not this is a good website to use, even though it's one of the most popular. I did find something a little bit disturbing with their algorithm in the last couple of weeks, and I'm going to show you what that is in these upcoming examples. So let's take a look at this first example. This is a luxury home here in the Las Vegas area. You can see on the lower left side that the price point is $1.449 million, but I want to scroll down to the price history a little bit lower just to show you what's happened in the last couple of years, which is very dramatic in terms of the price point of this house. So let's take a look at the price history here in the bottom left where I highlighted this in blue. In February of 2020, this home sold for $962,000. Fast forward 2 years later in February of 2022, and the sellers tried to list and sell this home for a whopping $2 million, or over a 100% price increase in just 2 years, which is completely unheard of. They never found a buyer, so they started reducing the price down to 1.6, 1.5, and now they have it right here, right at the top, currently listed at $1.449 million. But more importantly, I want you to take a look at this chart right here. Right here in the middle of the page, right where I'm moving that small arrow, it says April of 2022. That was just about the peak levels of the real estate market almost 18 months ago. If we go over here to the left side here, that small number says $2 million. So this home was valued at about $2 million almost 18 months ago at the peak levels of the real estate market. Now we take a look right above it, and Zillow has it estimated currently at $1.384 million. So in 18 months, just about, this home has gone down from $2 million to less than $1.4 million, or more than a 30% price drop. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Real estate down cycles do not happen overnight. They usually are a slow grind down, and I think that's going to continue to happen, especially as we go through 2024. This is not the bottom. I think prices are going to continue to drop, especially as mortgage rates stay elevated. Okay, so you can see over here on the far left, this home is currently listed at $769,000. It's a single-story, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,500 square foot home. Just above the price, if you can't see that number, it says price cut $66,000. That happened about a week or so ago. But more importantly, I want to scroll down into the chart to show you exactly what I'm talking about and why these numbers are not checking out properly. All right, so take a look right in the middle of the page, right where I'm moving that small arrow. Just to the right of it, it says October of 2023. So that was last month. If we go over to the left side right here, it says $659,000. So last month, this home, by Zillow's estimate, was valued at $659,000. So here's where it gets weird with the Zillow algorithm. Take a look right in the middle of the page, right where I'm moving that small arrow. This home was listed right at the end of October for $835,000, which is far more than the current estimated value at $659,000. So Zillow had it estimated at $659,000, and the sellers decided to list it at $835,000. And what did Zillow do? They raised the value instantaneously. So you can see over here on the far left, the Zestimate, which is Zillow's estimated value, is now $826,000. So in 1 month, Zillow had it estimated at $659,000. The sellers decided to list it far above that number at $835,000, and Zillow automatically raised the price all the way up to $826,000 at their current market value. That makes no sense. That shows you that this is not legitimate sometimes when they're using their algorithm to show the true value of homes. Okay, so let's take a look at this third example here of a home that's for sale in the Las Vegas area. You can see a little bit of a lower price point here on the lower left, $550,000. They just had a price cut of about $15,000. But again, more importantly, I want to show you down on the chart some weird things that are happening with the Zillow algorithm. Okay, so again, take a look right in the middle of the page here, just to the right of that small arrow that I'm moving, September 2023. So that's 2 months ago. If you take a look over here on the left side, Zillow had this estimated at $483,000. Now, here's what happened. We go back over here to the right side and we take a look at the actual list price. So this home got listed right at the end of October at $565,000. So what did Zillow do? Take a look up here in the upper left. They have it currently estimated now at $538,000, but less than 2 months earlier, they had it at $484,000. That does not make any sense that a home would go up $55,000 like that in less than 2 months just because the sellers put it at that price. Zillow's algorithm is sometimes following these list price, but that's not the true market value. So basically what I'm trying to show you guys is that even popular real estate websites like Zillow show a lot of inconsistencies with their algorithms. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they don't. I'm showing you guys different examples here in this video to show you what sometimes they get right and definitely what they get wrong. It just goes to show you, you can't trust even popular real estate websites like Zillow. You have to get an appraisal done. You have to run true comps to get the real value of homes, because a lot of times what you're seeing here on these public websites is not accurate information. So after seeing all of that information, I just want to tell you guys something, because I truly have your best interests at heart. There's an old expression that goes like this: measure twice, cut once. And what that basically means is double check before taking action. The reason I'm bringing that up is because when it comes to a home purchase, that is usually the largest purchase of most people's lives. You want to be patient, you want to double check things. So whether or not you want to buy a home now or later, just be patient and double check things before you get into a big purchase like a home. So before we end today's video, I usually give a shout out to my favorite comment from last week's video, but this section is going to be a little bit different, especially as we're leading into the Thanksgiving time period. I had a potential client call me actually, and I wanted you guys to drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. I want to put this graphic here up on screen. This person always buys a Popeyes Cajun fried turkey for Thanksgiving, and you can see the price of it. $99 for a Cajun fried turkey from Popeyes. Now, I don't know what you guys are going to spend for Thanksgiving, but that seems awfully expensive because of inflation, that a turkey could cost $100. I want to know what you guys think about that price. I want to know what you guys are spending on Thanksgiving. Definitely drop me a comment down below and let me know. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I also hope you appreciate my transparency. Like I've said before, I'm always going to keep it 100% real on this channel regarding the overall real estate market, with specific emphasis here in the Las Vegas area. So again, guys, like I've been advocating in a lot of my previous videos, especially now heading into the holiday time period, if you do not have to buy a home right now, don't do it. Sit on the sidelines. Prices are now starting to drop. I think they're going to drop even more as we get through 2024. I think interest rates are going to go even higher. So sit it out right now. Don't buy a home if you don't have to. With that said, if you are thinking about buying a home, especially here in the Las Vegas area, I've got your back. I'm a local real estate agent here. I've lived here for nearly 20 years. I know every inch of the city. When the time is right for you, definitely reach out to me. Just call, text, or email me anytime, and I'll help you find that perfect dream home. I'll see you in the next video.